Welcome to CES 2014 here with RCR Wireless. I'm Lamore Schaffman. Great to be with you. And with me is Mohit Bhushan. He's General Manager and Vice President of MediaTek USA. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for meeting with me.
A pleasure. So MediaTek is here at CES 2014 because you have some exciting new products that you're launching here at the conference. Why don't you tell us about them?
We have a couple of very exciting announcements. The first one I want to talk about is our entry into CDMA 2000 space. With this portfolio, with this edition, we complete our portfolio of modem technologies, and we can serve all the U.S. carriers in the United States. Second announcement I want to talk about is our LTE offering, in which we are providing all modem technologies, LTE, wideband CDMA, GSM Edge, and this product will be available for current data devices before the end of this year. There's a third announcement we are also talking about is a DTV platform which supports ultra-high def UHD resolution, and this will support the latest codec called as the HEVC codec at 60 hertz.
So let's take them one at a time. Let's start off. Actually, let's start off with the CDMA. You're talking about what is so special about this particular technology.
What's so special is to do business in U.S. you must have CDMA technology that completes the portfolio. The U.S. market is 50-50 split between wideband CDMA and CDMA 2000 today. And by announcing this, we are affirming our commitment to this market. And we will have one unified platform with modem, multimedia, RF technologies, everything that the phone makers need to develop for products for every carrier without having to expend multiple R&D and multiple efforts.
And then this is going to be complemented with your LTE offering. So tell us about that.
The LTE platform is a first platform. We are going to take it through all the carrier labs, get it proven, and once that's done, we're going to mix it up into our SoC. So today the LTE platform is data only, but as you know, smartphones require voice, and our next-gen platform will include voice, LTE, modem, multimedia, everything. So we'll have smartphone SoCs, and we expect those products to be announced within the first half of this year, leading into commercial devices, LTE smartphones, mid-next year.
Now, all these things are different elements, but the thing that really makes it drive, which really makes it all work, are the processors. And you have this very exciting octa-core processor that was released, I guess, just last November, right, like last year. So tell us a little about that, because that is quite revolutionary.
Yeah. It's a very interesting platform where we have gone from 4 cores, which you see plentiful in the industry, to 8 cores. These are 8 little cores. They all work in unison. You can have 1 core working depending on how much workload is there on the device. You can turn on 2, and likewise you can build it up to all 8 cores if you need some extreme performance. Now the main selling point here is this. You can really very incrementally turn on the processor by using 1 core, 2 core, 3 core, and keeps going like that. So therefore the power that this device takes is very, very small, in very small incremental steps, and making your battery last much longer, and also the device doesn't overheat.
So it really sounds like it's an optimization of performance that's taking place with this particular chip.
Absolutely. So MediaTek has always erred on the side of being much, much more power efficient and not just thinking about performance. So it is drawing the best trade-off, a balance between performance and power.
And also energy. We're talking about the fact that battery time is absolutely key. As we said, I mean, my God, my phone disappears, and if I'm really using it, half a day and it's gone, especially here at CES. And so tell us a little bit about the performance that this is going to allow such smart devices at smartphones, tablets, et cetera, take.
Yeah, so again, we do many things to bring out the performance. It's not just processor. There's a lot of fixed function hardware in the chip. It does video processing, graphics, camera processing. So we offload some of those functions to that hardware and not have to expend the CPU, so we save power that way. Second thing is the processors are sleeping and therefore not using a whole lot of current, and they only come on as the performance need is there. So that's another way of saving power. And thirdly, we chose to put very small 8 of Cortex-A7 processors, which by themselves use very little energy. So the multitude of different design techniques, we have made a very, very power efficient, yet by adding the computation of 8 processors, we can match the performance of any quad-core processor that's out there in the industry today.
Well, let's talk about what's out there in the industry today. So Samsung also has an octa-core. We've got some serious competition from Qualcomm, Apple, et cetera. So how do you guys differentiate? Talk about what they have and what you have.
So 2 points there. We have implemented an architecture where processors can turn on one by one and going from 1 to 8 as the need be. Samsung's implementation is a cluster-based implementation between 4 are on and 4 are off, and that's the granularity they work with. They cannot have this kind of granularity we have. That's point 1. 2, when you measure the power utilization when different cores are in operation and also measure the power, we achieve a performance to power ratio, really DMIPS to watt ratio of 12. We are delivering about 26 to 27,000 MIPS while using only 2 watts of power. Everybody else in the industry is giving same kind of performance at 4 to 5 watt power envelope, and right there is the biggest differentiation. Your battery is going to last much longer.
Fantastic. So let's go back to uses of the technology. I'm just envisioning of what having an octa-core like this could do if you're going to have serious, what are we talking about here at this conference? We're talking about IoT, the Internet of Things. We're talking about massive amounts of data being processed and pushed and pulled in order to allow the smartness that we were all talking about. We're talking about massive amounts of video and content passing through. So what kind of uses do you see that this 8-core processor is going to allow?
A couple of very interesting use cases we have shown at our launch event. Number 1, with 8 processors in your phone and phone in your pocket, you have so much processing power that you don't need to lug around big laptops or notebooks anymore. You can simplify the cost as well as design of those devices simply by using the processing out of your phone. And the phone also has connectivity. So we had a demonstration where you can use a shell of a laptop and connect it to the phone and use all the processing and storage out of the phone. So that's one. Second, since we have implemented, we have 8 processors, and the video codec industry moves at a very fast clip. Anytime a new codec comes out, it takes the chip manufacturers a lot of time to change the silicon and bring new silicon out. We can just run the new codec on processors and do a very fine job of it at the power efficiency we have. Third point is we have some very extreme multimedia in the chips, and so we can create some very unique user experiences whereby you can imagine there's like a lively tree which shows the battery is full of juice, and as the battery starts dwindling, the tree starts wilting, and we can do some fun user interface experiences there like that.
Right. And so the new phone that also you just launched, I think, is the Idol with Alcatel-Lucent. Can you talk to us a little bit about that? And I think that has also, that's an example of the octa-core as well as the LTE built in. Can you describe a little bit about that and how that came about to take place with Alcatel-Lucent?
Yeah, so that's a very marquee flagship product that we have just announced today. It's a full HD display, laminated, 5-inch, so very pleasant to look at with wide viewing angles. It has a 13 megapixel shooter, and so it's a very pleasant device. You'll see it on at the show. However, it's 3G only implementation. To add LTE to it, we are working with our customers, and that phone will be launched and announced in a very near future, which is through an add-on chip. As I was saying, one of our announcements this time is LTE. Once we have that technology proven, next step for us is to evolve this chip with LTE added, and that should be our next-gen platform.
Fantastic. So you're talking about next gen. Let's take a look at the future. Can you give us any hints, any crystal balls as to what MediaTek USA is going to be coming up with soon?
Well, a couple of things. So really a lot of things, but really 2 main points are we are serious about US market. We have made 2 very big announcements today about CDMA and LTE. That means we are committed to win the business here. Third thing, the trends that's playing out with carrier subsidies going down and consumers getting more savvy about Android and wanting unadulterated experiences, well, that's our forte, and that's what we are here to provide and serve the market. We want to bring some very delightful Android, pure play Android devices at compelling price points that don't require subsidy. And lastly, in terms of technology, we're going to be pushing the envelope with things like 64-bit processors, LTE integration, big little architectures, and also wearables and IoT.
Wonderful. Mohit, thank you so much for joining us. A pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us here on RCR Wireless. Stay tuned for more from the show floor here at CES 2014.